Hey everybody, welcome to That's Good Stuff. And we have finally seen all of Spider-Noir, so I thought we'd talk about it. I mean, we usually try to review the newest stuff, but we're a little slow when it comes to TV, so it takes us a while. So Spider-Noir, it was developed by a guy who's done like terrible things. He's done what? Mortal Kombat Rebirth. 22 Jump Street, Cloverfield Paradox, and Lost City. Ugh. So hopefully this means there's hope for Zelda.
No.
Because
No,
if
that
this
doesn't make
guy
sense.
could direct something not terrible after doing all that terrible,
I think people like
maybe.
22 Jump Street.
I do.
Yeah, people like those movies, but the
Yeah,
last two, Paradox, that was awful. And
I never saw it.
Lost City, you saw.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
The one with Channing Tatum and Sandra Bullock.
Oh, that was disgusting.
It was terrible. That's one of the worst movies I've ever seen. All right, Spider Noir. So this is the you probably saw him in Spider-Verse if you remember. He was the Nicolas Cage sounding guy dressed in black, jumping around, pulp style hero. Spider-Man with a gun. I don't think he had guns in Spider-Verse, did he?
No.
No.
No, okay. He was just kind of a Spider-Man. But this one, he is played by Nicolas Cage, the one and only Nicolas Cage, known as a comic book lover, played Johnny Blaze in the Ghost Rider movies, played wanted to play Superman real bad, so they put a cameo in the Flash.
That's a
Owned it.
terrible else. Yes, look at that.
I know. It's
Hmm.
all like
Looks like
like
it's a Walmart cake.
it's like they melted it on or something. And then it does look like Walmart Kate. And then he owned Action Comics #1, and then it got stolen. Someone stole it. They
I thought he had to
recovered.
sell it because he was in debt.
Yeah, they recovered it, and then he sold it, and it was like a record-breaking
Look at
deal.
that guy in
So
the bottom left. Hilarious.
I know he's like, "Oh, I can't believe this. I was just going to work." So the first episode is called Step Into My Office, where we beat Nick Cage. He's playing Ben Riley in this one, and everyone's like, Ben Riley, why isn't he Peter Parker? Well, we find out later. So it didn't, it didn't.
Did we find out?
Yeah, we do.
I know,
At
do we?
at the very end, you guys don't remember that? Okay, I'll
I don't
talk about
remember
it
that
when
at
we get
I
all.
there.
know.
So he's a private detective, and he's hired to find this guy. Silvermane is kind of the main bad guy in this, and he's a crime boss like he always is. And he hires, I don't know if he's hired him yet, but Ben gets hired to find this guy who set Silvermane's like house on fire. It was his house, right? So he's looking for that guy, and that he finds the guy, and the guy like blows up because another guy was looking for him too, and they find him, and he blows up. And he's like, "A guy with superpowers, that's like me." Because at this point he's retired from being the Spider. They call him the Spider, and he's retired. Doesn't want to do that anymore. We find out because his wife died, Ruby, and so now he's just a private detective. But now he's thinking he might have to come back because there's superpowers. Meanwhile, there's a lady called Cat Hardy, and she's a singer at Silvermane's, and we find out that she's like in love with Flint Marco, and he has superpowers too. And I'm trying not to get too far ahead because that's just episode one. Um, what did you guys think coming into this show? Were you about it? Were you like, that's interesting?
Mm, I wanted like something interesting, but I knew just it being Amazon, I probably wasn't gonna get what I expected, but I don't know. I was curious to see what it would look like.
Jared, what did you think?
It was fine. I don't know anything about Spider-Noir, so you could honestly do anything. I'd have been like, yep,
Yeah, I didn't have expectations. I was like Nicolas Cage playing Spider-Man, kind of old. But then everyone started saying, "Oh, this show's great," so decided to check it out. So
We
we
did
got the.
watch it in black and white because
Oh
that's
yeah,
an option. You
we,
go
we,
for it.
we should say that we did it in black and white. So he plays the spider, not to be confused with the Spider, who was a pulp hero back in the day, had some movie serials, kind of like the same design and everything. So you could say they copied them, but no one really cares. So, like I said,
I don't know what all that jazz is.
Ben Riley, we all love as the Scarlet Spider, probably one of the coolest Spider-Man costumes of all time. Jared shaking his head.
Terrible Spider-Man.
Cat Hardy is a version of Felicia Hardy, who's Black Cat in the comics. Flint Marco is remember as Lowell Mather from Spider-Man 3. And there's Silvermane down there with Tombstone from the animated series. So it's kind of cool to see reimaginings of characters. That's always kind of fun in their own little alternate universe. So episode 2 is called uh,
That looks
Tread
weird.
Tread Lightly. Yeah, it does look weird because we watched it in black and white. Now. I gotta give credit to the show because he eats hot dog. You gotta have Spider-Man eat hot dogs, man. Spider-Man should eat hot dogs. He's a New York superhero. What else is he gonna eat? I don't like Tom Holland's got to go to the bodega, get a
Spider or
sandwich.
no, it's got to be pizza, man. You got to get that pizza.
He should be eating at
No,
least
he
one.
steals pizzas.
Yeah, he should be eating at least one hot dog a day. Uh,
You die.
I
That's
know.
too much sodium.
so they hired Ben to find Marco, and he
No,
find
Spider-Man shouldn't eat hot dogs. He'd be farting up there just.
He'd
that's
fall out of the
okay.
sky.
And well, how do you think he swings so fast? He's getting
Not with that hot dog
Propulsion.
he's
powers.
getting pushed around. uh, so the second one also introduces Lonnie Lincoln, who's Tombstone, which we saw, and
Did we see Tombstone?
yeah, we saw. Well, I'll show. Oh, I don't think I have a picture of him, but Tombstone is the guy with the weird head. Looks like a lizard type head. That
Oh,
was
that was him?
yeah, that was Tombstone.
I thought that was just some random dude. I thought
No,
that was just a lizard thing.
I thought it was the lizard too. But it was Tombstone. Yeah. So episode 2, just I don't know. It's gonna be hard to remember all these because we watched them so
Yeah.
long ago. But we'll just try to tell you the fun stuff, and that was the hot dog stuff. So, uh, so there's Tombstone from the anime. He just got announced for the movie,
Mhm.
so they kind of
Just
have a
another thing
picture.
to add on there.
Yeah, they kind of have a picture of him.
Look at that adorable guy on the right.
And then Robbie. So Robbie Robertson. The only thing I remember him from the Toby movies was him like looking weird at
Yeah.
Hmm
Toby. Yeah.
I heard Spider-Man was there.
I miss all the weird
Yeah.
looks.
The weird looks. Okay, episode 3 was Double Cross.
What's this goofy posing?
So Ben is so that's Tombstone. I do have a picture of him. Yeah, he looked like a lizard man, and I thought he was the lizard, but Jared has problems with Flint. He says he looks yucky. Yeah.
He's a cool flame, but he's disgusting.
I
I hate
know.
how he looks. It's just
It's just
gross.
sand, man.
It just like falls apart so as the show goes on.
So, like we said, Flint is with a cat. They're in love, but they can't be together
Just
because reasons.
Does
because
anyone know who this actor is? Is he from anything?
who
I think
Sandman?
so.
Mm-hmm.
Let's check.
I thought
Uh,
he was a good actor.
where is he?
He's right there next to that guy.
No, he's like down on the check. Houston. He was in the remake of Ben-Hur. I don't know him from anything. He was in Boardwalk Empire.
That's what you need. People I don't know, because then I'm
True.
like, oh, that's good.
Yeah, I don't know him from anything. So in this episode, okay, Silverman does hire Ben, and he's like looking for the leak of who told him about some liquor deal going down because there was like a liquor deal and Spider-Man kind of stopped it, remember? And he's like, oh, and everyone, and they were the cops had set up a sting for it, but he kind of ruined it because he like jumped on it before the cops could get there, and they're like, dang it, Spider-Man. He's like, oh shoot. And then so he's like looking who did the leak, and then they find out that all these guys, these guys with powers, they were all in the army. And they're like, hey, Ben, weren't you in the army? He's like, yeah. Uh, okay, so there's this guy who's like Silvermane's main lackey. And the whole time I'm like, who is this guy? This guy seems very familiar. And it turns out he was Nash in Inception. So if you remember the beginning of Inception, he was like the original architect, but he betrayed them because I guess they tortured him or something or something. I don't know. And they got him to spill the beans about what
You
was
don't
going on.
you don't know. That's a fair movie.
I know, but he doesn't have a big part in it. He's like in the beginning, and they take him away on the helicopter, and that's the last you ever see him. So he's Silvermane's main guy, and he's trying to figure out who the leak is too. Ben finds out that it's Cat, so he kind of wants to protect her because he's soft on girls, I guess. And but he like finds out. So Ben sets him up by using Silvermane's money that's all tagged. He like figures out that Silvermane tags all his money. So he gives it like to him, and Silvermane's like, "That's my money," and he shoots him. And that's like kind of the first arc. So
Did
episode four.
did anyone like this guy?
I didn't.
Episode four is a mistake I'll never make. So this is Dirk Layden, and he's like this bombastic actor guy who has electrical powers. And watching it, I was like, oh, this must be Electro. But he didn't have Electro's name. So I like to think that I know a lot of obscure characters, but this guy was named Megawatt, and I've never heard of Megawatt.
Hmm.
And
Sounds like a
apparently,
Darkwing Duck character or
I
something.
know.
yeah, that's Megavolt. And and apparently he's a character from the comics. I've just never heard of him at all. I'm sure people have. So yeah,
I
he's
don't think
like
he was bombastic enough.
really, he was laying it on pretty thick, man.
I thought he was just a goof,
And then
just a goof.
he had that voice where it sounds like there was something stuck in his nose, kind of
Like his throat.
his throat, a frog in his throat. So yeah, so they fight. He fights this guy, and then the whole time, Cat's trying to like figure out who, because Silvermane wants Ben, or not Ben. He wants the Spider to come back because he wants him to like make a deal to, because the mayor's like trying to get on the mob's case and he's not obeying Silvermane, so he kind of wants to find the Spider to see if he'll help him. And Cat finally figures that out at the end of this episode that Ben's the Spider. Okay, so this is the little three guys. So episode 5 is betrayal, and Ben tells Kat about his backstory. So he was in World War I, and he like saved a bunch of prisoners in Germany. So it's kind of like Captain America. He's like Captain America. He saves like these guys who are being experimented on. We see them, and they're like all attached to like an animal. So like one guy is attached to electric eels. So I'm guessing that's Megawatt, and they're all attached to, I don't know what animals they were. What's a sand
I
animal?
know.
What's a tombstone animal? I don't know. A bat or something? I don't know. And they also see a guy that's attached to a spider, and they look at him. He's all yucky. He's got like a spider half face. I think I have a picture of that. Yeah. And Ben's like, "Ew, you're gross."
That is gross. Look at that.
And then the guy bites him for calling him gross. And Nick goes, "Ah!" And he gets out of there, but he's still, he's got the bite. And then I don't know, he's a general or something comes, and it's like, "We got to talk to you." And they take him away to do experiments on him. Um, so yeah, Submarine's looking for Spider.
He just bites him and dies. He's just like,
Bites him and dies. And then there's like a doctor's. They're looking for a doctor who was the doctor who treated all these guys, and she got a son named Freckles. So the next episode, Nightmare on a gurney. Sorry, Nightmare on a Gurney. So I thought this was like the highlight episode of the series. So this is kind of the horror one. So the doctor captures Ben because Kat betrayed him, and she told him that Ben was the spider. So they capture Ben and they take him to this lady. I just remember her from Everyone Loves Raymond. Uh, isn't she on Avatar too?
I don't know.
I think
I
she's
didn't
like
recognize
the
her.
army lady on Avatar.
Um,
And that's her son Freckles. And you're like, he looks as old as her, and that's his power. He got old man powers.
what animal is old?
Turtle or something.
those bugs that like die really fast.
That's all bugs.
I know.
Not
So
the
the
ones that like die in a day or whatever.
That's
oh,
flies. That's all. That's all bugs.
tortoise.
Tortoise.
They live.
Galapagos tortoise that live forever.
Hmm.
Or
But he doesn't. He's aging.
maybe they just hooked them to a tree. Well, it like makes him old though. Oh, is he aging fast?
Yeah, because he's probably gonna die if they didn't do something.
Well, if he's a fly, he died too fast. So this is that horror episode. They drug Ben a lot. They take out his spleen or something. I don't know what they take out, because she's trying to make the antidote, and he's special because he's the only one that like isn't gonna die from his powers, I guess. And so they got to figure out why. All this time he's like hallucinating, like spiders coming out of his body and stuff like that, and
That was cool.
yeah, having flashbacks and stuff like
Hope,
that.
hopefully you don't have a shot of that because no one wants that.
I don't. And then so she finally figures it out, and gives it to Freckles, and Freckles turns back into a young man. And he's like, he remembers Ben. He's like, "I owe you one for saving me back then." Because she was gonna originally just gonna get rid of Ben after she was done, but Freckles is like, "No, I'll let you out," and he lets him out. But then Silvermane and his dudes come, and they start torching the place, and she's like, "No, I have the antidote," and they don't care. And she shows them the experiments, and the three guys are all freaked out, and they're like, "Oh no!" Oh, there's some spiders, Jared. It's too small to
Switch,
see.
switch this. Disgusting.
So the next episode, Nobody's Hero. After the hospital, Ben goes to get drunk. He gets very drunk, and then some guys come in and they're rowdy. They start talking about the spider, right? And this is like a funny Nicolas Cage freak out because they're like, "Yeah, the spider's man, he's old and stuff like that, and he couldn't even help if he wanted to."
He sucks.
Yeah, and so Ben gets upset. He's
He's
like,
like, you don't like the spider? And they're like, nah, he sucks. And he's like,
"Did you ever think he's just a normal guy trying to live his life?" So he starts beating up everyone and webbing everyone to the wall. Finally, Robbie comes and he's like, "What are you doing here?" And he's like, "I gotta get you." And they go back to his place and they kind of run down the whole story. And he has the antidote, right? And he's like, "Robbie, I should just take this antidote." And he's like, "You wouldn't do it. You want to be a hero." He's like, "Darn it, you're right." Uh, so that sets up the last episode. There's webbed guys. In the last episode, the man in the mask. So it's the final showdown with Silvermane, and Silvermane goes to his apartment, or sends his guys to the apartment and says he got to go over there. So he goes over there, but he's not able to grab his suit or the antidote, right? Because the antidote was like in his jacket, and Robbie's like, "I'll get your jacket for you," and then the Megawatt guy's like, "It's not cold. Don't take that." So they don't take it. So he's got to go there. He confronts Silvermane and Cat, and Silvermane threatens Cat, and everyone's tense. But then Spider-Man shows up, or the Spider shows up, and it's actually Robbie, and it was kind of funny because he was doing Nicolas Cage voice the whole time, and we were laughing. And there's funny jokes in there, but then they all start fighting, and like they knock Robbie out like easily, and Nicolas Cage has to finally just he was having trouble with his powers, right? Because it was like Spider-Man whenever he loses confidence or something. I guess he was just too drunk or something. No,
When he's
it was
drunk, he loses his
yeah,
powers.
he was just too drunk to use his powers. So he had to sober up. Uh, so he gets Robbie out of there, and then they have this big old fight in the street where he has to fight Sandman, all three of them, right? And they take out Tombstone pretty fast. Does
That
he even
wasn't
make
that
it
the
to the
last
end?
episode?
Yeah, you're right. He didn't even
Because
make
they
it to the
fought in like
end.
that warehouse.
Yeah, and Robbie, like,
Stabbed him in the eye with the needle.
yeah, because they tried to stab his skin, it didn't work, it broke, so they had to stab him right in the eye, and he's like, ah! So they did that, and so he didn't make it to the end, but the end is Megawatt and Sandman. It was okay. I mean, none of the fighting was super great because it was more grounded types shooting and stuff like that. It wasn't like flipping and stuff. But there was
I
some
like
where he would
I liked
web.
how he defeated him at the end. Just throw
Yeah,
him into a train.
threw him into a train, Megawatt into the train. Because Sandman the whole time was kind of conflicted. He didn't like really want to kill Spider, but he like had to. And so what
does Sandman
happened?
ever fight?
He like kind of does.
He just
He got
gets
like a big hand.
just gets mad
It's
and
just an angsty boy.
yeah.
Yeah, pretty angsty. It's really Megawatt that's the big threat. He's kind of annoying and shooting everything. And tries to shoot Cat, right? And then Sandman saves her. And Cat, she faces down Silvermane in this like the costume department of the theater, I guess. And then there's a bunch of mirrors, and she unloads like a whole clip shooting the mirrors. And I'm like, how does she have enough bullets for him? And I was like, because they're like looking at each other, and I'm like, oh well, she got no more bullets because she's gonna pull it and she's go chick chick, but he doesn't. He shoots him, and he did, and I was surprised. So that ends their story, and at the end, I think they give Sandman the antidote. Do they give Sandman the antidote?
Yeah.
And then he lives happily ever after with Cat. And then Spider goes back to his detective agency and he gives the secretary a promotion. So now it's there.
He didn't even talk or show the
I know.
secretary.
Hmm.
There's a secretary. She's just kind of comedic relief. And of course, they say she's smarter than him because they always say that. She's a better detective than him. Um, that's pretty much it. It's 8 episodes, pretty short. I liked it. It was fine. I wouldn't say it was like my favorite thing ever, but it was fine. I like kind of the spin they gave on this world.
Spin.
Spin.
It's a pun.
That's my
I
last picture.
I
What do you
liked
guys think?
his eyes or his goggles. That was
Yeah,
Yeah,
cool.
the costume was nice.
How come you don't? What does he look like in color?
Like that,
the
but
black.
black. It looks so pretty much like that, but with the background has color. What did you think, Jonah?
Besides Nicolas Cage, I didn't really care for it at all. Just it's just like the most generic like noir story they could come up with. Where it's just everyone just feels kind of their spot like they should. Like there's just the big gangster, but he's goofy for some reason. The girl that's kind of like an anti-hero, but she's not going to turn full bad, and her kind of husband that's caught up in the gangster's story and everything. So just I liked Nicolas Cage, like he's always fun and everything, and whenever it was on him, it was good. But just everything else, I'm just not gonna remember like any of it.
Yeah, we should say Silverman was Brendan Gleeson.
Hmm.
So kind of doing the Brendan Gleeson thing. Jared, what did you think of it?
It was just kind of standard noir, I guess. So not really anything to it. I
The
I liked it.
comics were like way darker than this, and I wish we kind of had something more like that, but this just kind of felt too safe.
Yeah, it's pretty.
It's fun when they went back to the war stuff and you saw
Hmm.
like all the spider and him
Like
getting
I
bit.
said, the hospital episode was probably the best episode. Episode 6. I it was short. It probably wouldn't be as good long. I think. But the episodes weren't that long, and the series wasn't that long, so it was a decent watch for what it was. I hear a lot of people don't like the comics. I don't know. I've never
Hmm.
read them. But I don't know. Would you guys like to see more spider variant stories?
Yeah,
Jonah's all in. Jared, do you care?
Uh, are they just done with this?
I think so. I don't think they're doing a season 2, are they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think it's just kind of a one-off thing.
Because we've had like three Peter Parkers, so it'd be nice to just get the different ones for a change.
True. Just do little short seasons like this. I guess that's fine. So that was our Spider-Man Noir kind of review. Did you guys watch it? Did you like it? Or did you want more? Do you want more from Amazon? I don't know why Amazon has it. Is it you think it would be like a Sony thing,
Hmm.
but I don't know. Amazon had the rights, I guess. So Sony, what is Sony like Stars? So I guess
Net like
you would
Netflix.
expect it to be on, yeah, one of those two. I don't know. Rights are weird sometimes, so or maybe Sony just didn't want to put it on theirs and just let Amazon do it. But yep, Spider Noir. It was kind of. I mean, I like goofy stuff. Man, I love the Rocketeer, and I would like to see some of the old pulpy heroes come back. So maybe this is one step to that. Tell us what you think. Like, subscribe, and notify yourself for more good stuff, and we'll see you next time.